The times that we are currently in, this is a very, very highly vibrational time to bring in those blessings that we have been working on. We could be working on a project. It could be working on our healing, working on our ascension journey, whatever it may be, that we are this close. We're so close to manifesting, to bringing in those blessings. So with that maybe about 2 weeks ago, I was finishing up on the divine guidance cards and 2 scriptures came to me. One of them in which the divine spirit was saying that this only comes out through prayer and fasting, that we can go in depth within those 2 topics just by themselves, because there's different types of ways to fast and different types of fasting, and there's different types of prayer. But in general, right now, I just posted, I don't know if you've seen the post, about doing a 3-day fast, fasting and prayer. So what does fasting do? Fasting takes you out of your carnal mind, your carnal body. So being carnal minded is being on survival mode. So survival mode is just like, I'm here to survive. My basic needs met. That's all I care about. That's the carnal mind. But however, when you are aligning with your spiritual mind, aka the higher self, that you have that direct line of consciousness, that direct line of information that keeps you out of being carnal mind, keeps you out of just being in survival mode, and activates the higher faculties of the mind so you can be in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing, your divine purpose, and how to actually have that come into your physical reality. So it first takes being in alignment. So you could be working on your healing. You could be working on activating miracles in your life, like even having a blessed relationship, even having blessed finances, being prosperous, being more aligned with your guides that we can activate. And I also spoke about right now, the reason why I feel it's very pertinent right now is because of the fact that the veil is thinned. In my last general collective reading, that the fixed star Spica, which represents Mother Mary or the Marys, that she was activated. Other things that we have represent the 4 archangels, the 4 corners of heaven, the 4 corners of earth, the 4 winds, etc. That we have Archangel Michael, the star, the bullseye, Aldebaran, that is in the forefront, that is here to help assist us in this manifestation, in these blessings that are coming through, these miracles. Is also a great time to break down the strongholds. So what are strongholds? Strongholds are habits or mindsets, or what they call generational curses, which is just hand-me-down from the DNA, also to behavior patterns that have been handed down from generation to generation. So with bringing in generational wealth and generational blessings, we have to break those generational strongholds. So this is a great time to do that. I know I'm not playing around. I'm ready for my blessings. I'm ready for my miracles to come through. Briefly, really quick, I'm just going to mention a couple different ways of how you can fast. So I'm going to do for 3 days, because 3 is a highly vibrational number. That's the number for the Trinity. That's the number for the Trinity and different things, to keep it simple. You can do what is called a Daniel fast, what I mentioned. Some people say that it consists of only vegetables. Some say vegetables, nuts, and beans. You could do liquids, like how I was saying before, where you have smoothies, tea, coffee, but it just consists of liquids. So it just depends on you personally. As a side note, with fasting, you have to be conscious of what type of content that you engage in, what type of energy that you engage in, what type of conversations, all of this, because remember that fasting is breaking down the carnal mind. So if you are engaging in things that are keeping you in the carnal mind, it's going to be highly activated. It's almost like it's doubling at this time, and it will triple actually because of the veil is thin. So with the veil being thin, that this is also an activity point in which other energies can be magnetic to you. So if you are in the carnal mind at this time, then you can end up attracting those lower frequencies, those lower energies to you at a more higher rate and a more magnetic frequency. So for example, if you're trying to break the stronghold of the way how you talk to yourself, like having a very negative mindset, but you watch movies where they're speaking a lot of negativity, or you engage in a conversation that is of a lower vibration, that has a negative connotation to it or a negative frequency to it, such as like gossiping, such as an argument, while you're doing your fast, that you will attract more of that to you. When you're fasting, period, do you have to be more mindful of this, because you're already opening yourself up. You have to be on guard on your mind. The mind is the battlefield. Okay, the mind is the garden as well, so it can be a battlefield if you let your garden go straight to where. If you don't tend your garden, it can become a battlefield. So we want to tend our garden. We want to pick out the weeds, and we want to plant new seeds into the garden. So with breaking these strongholds, that you want to clearly state the 3 things that you want to break out of your life, or that you want to bring into your life. So this depends on you personally. If you have strongholds that you're trying to break, you want to focus on strongholds. You want to break those. If you're trying to bring something into your life and you have been working on yourself, that's another key point as well, that you have been removing a lot of those weeds out of your mental garden. The mind is the garden. If you have been working on bad habits already, then you want to actually start to bring something into your life. You want to start to manifest or call in those blessings. However, if you have not been doing any type of personal development work, any type of stronghold removal or energy blockage type of work, then you need to be working on removing, repelling, pulling up those weeds. So with pulling up those weeds, you want to work on the strongholds, such as like the way how I talk to myself, some of the habits that I may have, all of those type of things. So it depends on where you are personally. You have to be honest with yourself. You want to try to call in a blessing, but you got a garden. Well, you don't even have a garden. You got a place, a patch of dirt with a whole lot of weeds in it. It's going to choke that blessing out. Okay. So you want to make sure that you have de-weeded your garden. So when those seeds and those blessings come in, they can flourish, they can thrive. If you try to plant seeds in a desolate place, in a place where the soil is not good, speaking of the mind, then it's going to choke out. It's not going to grow. It's not going to flourish. It may come in, but it doesn't mean that it's going to grow. So you have to be very honest with yourself. You're going to have to say a prayer before you start doing this. You're going to have to ask your guides for clarity on where am I? Am I supposed to be de-weeding, or am I supposed to be calling in? And then what am I supposed to be calling in, and what am I supposed to be removing or repelling out of my life? Some people, it may be relationships. It may be just alchemicalizing or transmuting the relationship. So it may not be removing the relationship altogether. It may just be the way how you guys interact within that relationship. For some, it may be healing. For some, it may be your physical body. It may be your mind. For others, it may be finances. For others, it may be starting your divine purpose, as far as like a job or a business or a raise. It's just different for different people. All right. So I urge you to take advantage of this opportunity, because it's truly highly blessed. Okay. So if you have any questions, you can definitely leave them down below. You can inbox me. People inbox me sometimes on Instagram. You could, if you're part of the Patreon, you always have access to me anytime. Personal services, all of that, Patreon listed down below. The second pre-order for the Ascended Bible Divine Guidance cards are listed down below. The first pre-order that I've already put the place to order for that is already sold out. So you can join for the second pre-order. Find that link down below. The second pre-order, I will cut that off like around maybe a little bit before Thanksgiving. So that way they will be here before Christmas. So you guys, I thank you so much for your continued support, and feel free to join the family here. Enjoy the family on all the platforms, So I'll talk to you guys later. I will also post a follow-up with this fast or during the fast, especially on Patreon, where some extra information and tips and stuff that I will give. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Moving the relationship.